All right, if you're a coach or a creator who has ever struggled with productivity in your business and you want to figure out why things aren't kind of moving along as fast as you would like them to, you're not seeing results, getting enough clients or whatever it is in your business, then this is part two of a three-part series where we're talking about why that happens and what you can do to fix it. If you haven't listened to part one, definitely go back and listen to that before you listen to this episode, where we talk about the first pillar of having a highly productive workday where you crush it and you make noticeable progress towards your goals. And today we're talking about the second pillar. And in order to kind of start this off, there was a speech that Alex Hormozy gave. It's on YouTube, and it's like the title is How to Be Richer Than 99% of People or something like that. But he's giving a talk to a bunch of people who are educators and kind of telling them, like, here's what it really takes to grow a business. And one of the things he talked about was, so, if you think about a CEO of a company, what is that person's job really? They're the highest paid person in the company. And yet they're not like doing work on the level of most of the other people in the company. Like, they're not really doing any of the actual day-to-day work in the business that you would normally kind of attribute as like, okay, that has to get done. That has to get done. Yes, they are leading everyone and they are managing the other C-level people who are directly below them. So obviously this is critical. I mean, it's the most critical role. But there's another very important thing that good CEOs have, that is the reason why they are paid so much, why a company will fire one CEO and bring another CEO in to hopefully like save the company if the company is struggling. And that is judgment. In other words, the CEO has the ability to point the ship in the right direction, to say, guys, like, we've got to move in this direction. Like, if the CEO of Blockbuster had the right judgment to say, we've got to buy this company Netflix because watching movies is going to be going digital, then Blockbuster would still be here today and they would be, Netflix. And instead, they're gone. There's actually one store remaining. I thought it was pretty cool that you can still go to. I think it's in Oregon. Got to go there one day. But that's it. The company's, they're in the tank. So that's what a really good CEO does, is they know at a high level where the company should go strategically in order to continue to grow. And that's a lot of pressure, right? I mean, you're making decisions like that critical decision that you have to make. We have to lay off 20% of your staff, or maybe you're deciding to hire 20% more staff. And it's, these huge sweeping decisions that affect everything. And you have the most control over whether the company succeeds or fails. And, but then to bring this back to how it matters for you is, if you're a one-person business or maybe you have an employee or two, you are the CEO, right? I'm the CEO of my coaching business. You're the CEO of yours. And as such, you are that person who has to have the right judgment in order to know what you're supposed to be focusing on at any given moment. And if you were to hire someone who knows more than you do about business, and you brought them in, they would, share their judgment with you about your situation, and they would probably tell you to focus on something different. And that's why they're just further along than you are. It's the same thing with me. If Alex Hormozy became my business partner, we would be doing all kinds of different shit than what I'm doing now because he has better judgment than I do about business. And that's just the way it is, and you can pay that ignorance tax down that because you're losing money by not knowing what to do. You can pay it down by investing in coaches and courses and masterminds, and then primarily just by taking action and moving forward, because that's the best way that you learn and see what works and what doesn't. And but like, for as long as you don't have it paid down, you're losing money. And so in the last episode, we talked about showing up with passion and energy and focus to just tackle the work that you have to do as the number one pillar to being more productive, getting more results in your business. Well, the number two pillar is judgment. So now that you've shown up, what are you going to work on? Right? Because you could show up with all that excitement and spend the whole week polishing the about page of your website that nobody is ever going to read, because you don't have any leads. And that's bad judgment, and it's not going to make any difference in your business, even if you ran 3 miles before you worked, like I talked about in the last episode. So, how do you fix this? Well, we talked about paying it down. I'm a big believer in courses, especially coaching, masterminds, because you're kind of borrowing the judgment of other people if you can get them to look at your situation from, through like the rose-colored glasses that are their experience in business. If they're more experienced than you, if they've made more money than you, they've been doing it longer, they're probably going to have advice for you that's better than what you were thinking about doing. That's just the way it is. And so the sooner you can realize that, the better. In fact, when I pivoted my current offer to helping creators publish books that bring clients for their business, I was doing something different. I was helping coaches to figure out their niche. And that's my last book. It's called Nail Your Niche. And that was working fine, but I just could tell it wasn't really a winning offer. There was something off. And I was consulting with one of my friends who has been in the education space for since 2006. He does about $150,000 a month. And he told me, he was like, dude, you need something more tangible. And the fact that you've written 2 books that, you earn you 6 figures, and in coaching, that's a thing. And here's how you can, and he really opened my eyes to that opportunity because he had better judgment than I did about my own business because of his experience in that industry. He's tried so many offers over so many years, and he cracked the code and makes 6 figures a month now. It's that's the kind of person you want to be asking for help with. And he, agreed he was on a call with me for almost 2 hours, didn't even ask me for any money, which was really cool of him. So I'm fortunate that I got that. But I would ask you to think about people in your own network that you could do a similar thing with, or maybe you could hire a coach. But you have to build better judgment so that you know what to do. If you feel like your offer, there's lots of pieces. I can't diagnose it for you, but I'll tell you that if you're clear on the demographic of the person you're serving and you really like serving that person, and if you're really clear on the quantifiable result that you're getting for people and you feel confident in your ability to deliver that, then and you have an offer that's a winner, that's something that people are really going to want that. It's selling, it's desirable, it's unique in the market. Then once you have those kind of ingredients in place, the next thing is just remembering that there's only two ways to grow a business. You either get more customers, or you make the customers that you already have more valuable. And so that mantra kind of helps me when I sit down. I'll be like, okay, if I don't really have enough customers to I could make them more valuable. I could add another offer to my offer suite or whatever and market it to everybody. But definitely my area of opportunity is going to be in getting more customers, right? And so that means I need more leads. And so often when I am using my best judgment to figure out what I'm supposed to be working on, and I do all the exercises and I whittle it down, that's where I inevitably arrive. Is okay, I got to do something to bring in more leads for my business. That's usually the number one problem. If you're a coach or a consultant or a creator, if you had tons of leads, then you're not going to have any problem. Even if you suck at sales, if you have enough volume of leads, you'll still be able to do decent, in terms of revenue. And so, just sharing that because that's been my experience most of the time as that's the thing that I need to be focusing on. And that's a whole nother can of worms, right? Is well, what marketing channel is going to bring me the leads? And that would require further discussion and all of that. But that's pretty much what I wanted to say today, is that pillar number 2 is judgment. So if you have tons of energy and focus and passion for what you do, and if you have developed the proper judgment to where you're just I know what I'm supposed to be working on, this is definitely the highest leverage activity that I could do today to move my business in the direction I want it to go in, then you've checked 2 out of the 3 boxes that will get you out of your productivity rut and help you start making progress and notable progress in your coaching business. In the next episode, we're going to go over number 3, the very final one. This one is also highly important, so make sure you check that episode out. If you want to join the Ink to Income newsletter, you can get a free email from me every week with a high value post and video about something that's going to help you grow your creator business, get more clients, and use writing and books to do it. Then use the link in the description. Without further ado, I will see you guys in part 3.